Thanks, guys. The Republican Party has had control of two branches of the government since the election of Joe Biden in 2020, but Republicans are looking to take the majority in the House and the Senate. 35 Senate seats are up for re-election. According to the Cook Political Report, there are 5 toss-up races, with the other 30 races leaning likely or solidly toward a particular party. The report predicts the Senate race in Ohio as leaning toward a Republican win. All 435 U.S. House of Representatives seats are up for re-election. Of the 35 races considered toss-ups, 2 are in Ohio. The District 13 race between Amelia Sykes and Madison Jessiato Gilbert, and the District 1 race between incumbent Steve Chabot and Greg Landsman. These election results will determine the future for Americans, as the economy, abortion, and the Ukrainian war are all on the table. Election results will be coming out throughout the night and into the next day for many of these national elections, so voters will have to keep their eyes open and see where the cards fall. In Washington, D.C., I'm Claire Schiopota. Transformational regional change. That's the hope pinned to Ohio's share of the American Rescue Plan Act funding.
This is really our once-in-a-generation opportunity to revitalize these places that have intense, incredible histories and bring them back to where they were.
This $500 million won't fix Appalachia's problems, but it will be a great drop in the bucket towards that.
The funding will go to grants focused on 3 pillars: downtown revitalization, workforce, and healthcare. And communities will be given those funds by 2024, with the expectation the projects are completed by 2026. For Washington County, the money means renovating historic buildings,
maintaining historical relevance, being accessible to the general public, keeping it a comfortable climate. Those things are all very, very expensive. So any of that funding, I think, is incredibly important.
And Hawken County is looking to improve their workforce and downtown area.
So we've talked about everything from internship programs for workforce development, housing, bike paths for connectivity across the county, giving all of our residents an opportunity that sometimes we've missed out on.
But county officials are concerned with a combination of obstacles.
There's a lot of confusion about whether the rule is being vague is a good thing or a bad thing. I think for communities like ours, it's definitely a good thing. For people who don't know where to start, it's probably bad.
Officials fear smaller communities lack the experience to put together effective grant applications, and finding developers to complete these projects may be a struggle, especially with Intel coming to Ohio.
If they want us to spend, $500 million during the same 3 to 5 years that Intel is being developed, at least around here, it's going to be a problem.
So, economic development officials say they're focusing on collaboration.
Everybody was coming up with essentially the same things that need to be addressed. So there's this cohesiveness instead of everybody trying to operate in silos separately from each other.
Ohio Appalachian communities, hoping to use a historic opportunity to create generational change. For Newswatch, I'm Claire Schiopota. Thanks, guys. The Ohio Senate and the Ohio governor's race are going to be at the top of residents' minds as they cast their ballots today. But there are races to watch around the country with high stakes for the Democratic and Republican parties. Ohioans might want to take a closer look at these 3 elections as they head to the polls. Democrats and Republicans are fighting for control over the Senate, and the races in Pennsylvania and Arizona will be key to that win.
Pennsylvania shares many of the same issues that we do here in Ohio.
John Fetterman is the incumbent lieutenant governor of PA and seemed to be the clear ringer for Democrats at the start of the season. Competitor Dr. Mehmet Oz, better known for his television career, seemed to only strengthen Fetterman's odds. But a stroke affected Fetterman's health and has become a target for Republican attack, allowing Oz to take the lead.
Now that lead is still well within the margin of error, so it is very much a coin toss as to who would win Pennsylvania.
On the other side of the U.S. is the Senate race between incumbent Mark Kelly and Blake Masters in Arizona.
Anytime an incumbent is seriously threatened, in particular in the Senate, it really is an eye-opener because historically, these individuals don't lose.
Over in Florida, the race for governor is between incumbent Ron DeSantis and Charlie Crist.
The conventional wisdom or belief is that perhaps Florida, somewhat like Ohio at the presidential level, has shifted from being a swing state to more Republican than it has in the past.
DeSantis is a figure to watch for 2024 nonetheless.
DeSantis is viewed by many, I think, within the Republican Party and outside of the Republican Party as being a potential nominee of the Republican Party in 2024.
These elections may not see finalized results until tomorrow, so Ohioans will have to keep an eye out for these head-turning elections. In Washington, D.C., I'm Claire Schiopota. Rinky Dink's Flea Market in Marietta is home to many vendors and small businesses. But one of those vendors, the Dollar Spree, has made a name for itself after only 2 months at Rinks.
We got the idea working several years of retail and watching so much waste go out the door. It's hard to see, so many things out there are so super expensive, and then at the same time, it's all going in the garbage.
Stacy Shipwash and Lillian Fretwell were new to the area when they came up with a plan to host a garage sale after buying items cheaply online.
It originated with my mom hauling in mystery boxes one by one until our garage was packed full. And I thought it was a joke at first, but now we've got this whole business up and running and we're constantly getting new stuff in, and it's just become a really cool business that I did not expect it to.
What's so special about their business?
And everything, regardless of what it is, comes here for $1. Sometimes we get furniture, we've sold weight benches, coffee tables, coffee makers, George Foreman's, dish sets, just all kinds of things.
Most of the items in their store are donated. After garage sale leftovers, church donations, and online auction objects are all collected to be sold.
We do this full time right now. We're just here on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Rinks is open, but Monday through Thursday, we are either on the road picking stuff up or we're in our garage sorting, cleaning, sanitizing, washing laundry. Monetary wise, we make our rent, we cover our gas. We're not getting rich on $1 an item, but the reward is elsewhere.
This isn't the first time mother and daughter have worked together, and they've enjoyed it all the same.
So we kind of learned early on how to work together, and that definitely made it easier, but now it's just a blast coming to work. We're always goofing off.
For Newswatch, I'm Claire Schiopota in Marietta. The sounds of war, thousands of miles away, hits close to the heart for 9 Ukrainian students studying at Ohio University. Les Yakumchuk is a Ukrainian student getting his master's in fine arts at OU. He has only been in America for about 6 months.
It looks like already weeks passed, but it's just 2 days passed. So yeah, I'm not thinking about middle terms. I'm not thinking about exams or something. I just can't. So
since Thursday, he and his fellow Ukrainian students have been trying to raise awareness about what's happening in their home country.
I don't know, everything is changing rapidly, so I don't know what's going to be in 2 days. I don't know even what's going to be in 30 minutes. It's ridiculous to have this in 21st century.
So people should know that there's invasion happening. There's war that Russia started on Ukraine. And we think that it is important that people know. So yeah, but it's really difficult to be far away and not be able to help.
On Saturday, Yakumchuk headed back to Ukraine. He is now in Poland. He plans to enter Kyiv, where his mother is, with his cousin by car as soon as possible to provide support for loved ones and his country.
For me, unfortunately, now more important is life of my parents and future of my country, more important than my education.
While he's gone, his fellow Ukrainians plan to continue to advocate for Ukraine and draw attention to what is happening miles away. For WOUB, I'm Claire Schiopota.
Wednesday's the mixer.
A place where Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders feel like they belong. That was Jake Boyk's vision as he co-founded the AAPISU at Ohio University.
We want to help in any way possible, and we are here just to make an impact. We are here to represent, we're here to advocate, and we are here to be a member of this community.
The organization is in its first year on campus. They are one of very few organizations providing representation at Ohio University and in the Athens community.
Asian American and Pacific Islanders only make up about 1.9% of the campus, so I think being in a group in a student union has essentially made sure that we're heard as a group of people, not just solely as individuals.
This past fall, the AAPISU collaborated with local Asian American and Pacific Islander organizations for the homecoming parade. This was the first time they came together to celebrate.
It inspired a lot of us, and it really showed us that what we're doing here is important, because in that moment, we were all together, and we were all representing our community.
From April 11th to April 15th, the AAPISU will be celebrating Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Week. A cherry blossom picnic celebration will kick off the week's activities.
We're hopefully going to invite the Chubu University students, which is the Japanese university that the OU has a partnership with, as well as all of the AAPI affiliations.
The week will also include a screening of Minari, a keynote speech from Sahara Win, and a panel with local Asian American Pacific Islander affiliated organizations.
During all of the hate crimes, the horrendous hate crimes throughout 2019 and 2021 that sparked the Stop Asian Hate movement, it made people feel unwanted and unworthy and ashamed to be us. And we want to show it this week that it's okay to be you.
For WAUB, I'm Claire Schiopota.